Last night, the Raptors took down the Miami Heat in triple overtime, and a huge factor in that result was the play of Pascal Siakam, who has maintained an all-NBA level for a couple of months now. So in today's video, we visit a couple trade reports that just have to be a joke for Pascal Siakam. Let's get into it. Welcome, Raptors fans. This is Amateur Hour Sports, your source for Raptors content. We do game recaps, mock trade breakdowns, so much analysis, all concerning the Toronto Raptors. So if that is an interesting thing for you, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're on a road to 9,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there. Don't be afraid to drop a like on the video if you do enjoy along the way as well. But today's video, we're talking about a couple trade reports that have come out recently regarding Pascal Siakam. And Pascal Siakam, in the month of January especially, but also we can carry that over into the month of December, has maintained an all NBA level, and that was fully on display yesterday from Siakam with just an outrageous stat line: 21 points, but goddamn, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 4 blocks. Had like 56 minutes in the game as well. I can't believe he had the motor to still be effective later on in the game. The Raptors got the huge win over one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Shout out to a lot of great performances as well. I mean, OG was great. Fred came alive in that third overtime after a bit of a tough game. Scotty Barnes was immense in that game, and Gary Trent Jr., the offensive production in the last 3 games, at least 30 points in all 3 of those games. That's just been crazy from Gary Trent. But this one, we are talking a lot about Pascal Siakam, again, maintaining that all NBA level. And I warned you guys, I said, wait till Pascal Siakam gets healthy after rehabbing from shoulder surgery. Wait till he gets healthy and see what he can do. And wow, we are fully seeing what he can do. In the month of January, he's averaging over 22 points per game, about 9 rebounds per game, and about 7 assists per game. All of that on 47% shooting from the field and 41% shooting from 3. Siakam has emerged into, really, when he's playing like this, he is like a top 20, top 15 player in the NBA. And I think he is certainly making that true case to be in the all-star reserves. And I think he absolutely warrants that, because when Siakam is doing this, we know he's got the interior scoring, but he's added in the mid-range game. We know he can hit threes, but if he's doing so consistently, that is how he gets to the next level. And also the way he's been playing defense, like that sequence against Jimmy Butler, who had an outstanding game. He blocked Jimmy Butler twice in the space of like 3 seconds. That was just a crazy sequence from Pascal Siakam. When Siakam is playing defense like that, and when he's shooting the 3-ball consistently, he is an all NBA level player, and he's proven that in the past, and he just might be on his way to proving it again. Don't think he'll get there because of the Raptors record, but the performances individually from him have been just sensational, which is why it's strange to see him in trade reports where it is just absolutely the completely wrong valuation of the player. And I think the worst valuation I've seen from somebody else is from Daryl Morey. He's always got these crazy valuations of players, but it comes to the Ben Simmons situation, they're still trying to trade him. There were discussions even recently regarding Pascal Siakam, but Daryl Morey suggested that Siakam wasn't a franchise-altering player, somebody who can help you go and win a championship. And I'm reading that, I'm thinking like, this is a team who, first of all, has Ben Simmons, who right now, given his stats, averaging zeros across the board, he's not really helping your team win a championship. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. When Ben Simmons is playing, I don't think he's that altering player as well. I mean, we've seen the Sixers every single year as title contenders. They get to big games. Ben Simmons doesn't play a huge factor. Last season against the Hawks was just an absolute choke of a player in fourth quarter situations. And Siakam would help out the Sixers a lot because he's just a lot better than Tobias Harris. He averages more points, more rebounds, more assists, does a lot more on defense, does a lot more in transition. Harris is honestly like one of the lesser defenders in transition in the league, I might say. And to just have that valuation of Siakam in these Ben Simmons discussions, like I personally don't think Ben Simmons would even work for us straight up for Pascal Siakam. Like our floor spacing already is a problem. Ben Simmons offers you absolutely no floor spacing whatsoever. And as much as, the ball handling of Simmons would be nice and, the passing, the scoring just isn't at the same level of Pascal Siakam. Rebounding, Siakam's becoming one of the better rebounders in the league as well. And from an assist standpoint, Siakam is really having a career year in that endeavor. So, I'm good with Pascal Siakam. But a more recent and more prominent trade rumor that is coming out is that there are discussions between the Indiana Pacers and the Raptors for a Sabonis for Siakam swap. And I read that, I'm like, no. What I think happened, and I think it's similar to the OG for Miles Turner discussions. What I think happened is, Sabonis is available. The Raptors need a center. So they just went to the Pacers and said, hey, let's make a trade for Sabonis. What do you want? And the Pacers said, we'd like to get Pascal Siakam in the trade. The Raptors said no and hung up the phone. That's probably what kind of happened. Not quite to that degree, but the Pacers, I'm sure, would really love Pascal Siakam for Domantas Sabonis. That just isn't really going to happen. Now, I completely respect Domantas Sabonis as a player. Great player, averages like 19 points, 12 rebounds on near 60% shooting from the field, including a decently serviceable three-point game. However, Sabonis has some limitations that Pascal Siakam really does not. Sabonis as an interior scorer is excellent. He can shoot the three ball lesser than Pascal Siakam, but at least he has that. He's a very good rebounder as well. But Siakam brings you all of these offensive traits. The mid-range game, which is a lot better this season for the player. The fact that he is such a crafty player on the interior who can create his own shot. And again, Siakam does shoot the three ball better. In transition, Siakam is the much better player in the open floor. Ball handling wise, Siakam is the better player as well, and defensively, as good as Sabonis can be in those situations. Like, the defense Pascal Siakam is displaying right now is just outrageous, especially when you consider the fact there is no rim protector for him to usher players towards. Like, a lot of people in the league, a lot of players in the NBA, these great players, a lot of what they do against the best players to play defense, they just kind of usher them away, and then they can get a double with that rim protector, which helps a lot. Obviously, having that rim protector does help a lot. But a lot of guys on the Raptors just doesn't just go for Siakam. They have to do all of this defensive work, knowing that there is no rim protector to help them in these situations. Either they work for the stop by themselves in a lot of situations, or they are not going to get the stop. And a lot of what happened yesterday against the Heat, Siakam had his defense on full display. His footwork, his ability to keep the pace with anybody ball handling, like defending Jimmy Butler in a lot of situations, getting his hands up, contesting shots, even getting some blocks, 4 blocks in the game, 4 steals in the game. Just an outrageously good performance from Siakam. Again, operating at this all NBA level. So to have other people, trying to put him in conversations to trade for Sabonis, as good as he is, that just does not fit anything that we are trying to do. Sabonis, I don't think, really improves our team compared to having Pascal Siakam. I'm sure the Pacers would love to get Siakam in that trade, but that is just not going to happen. I'm sure the Sixers would love to get Siakam and other things for Simmons, but that is just not going to happen. I think there may have been some questions during the previous offseason about Siakam's real future with the team, but at this point, it doesn't make any sense to move on from the player. The Raptors want to gel this young core together. They want to see if they can make the playoffs this season, it kind of looks like. Siakam is a guy that is going to help them get there. So no decision around his future is going to be made this season. At the end of this season, the offseason, maybe some discussions can arise about the long-term future of the team. But at this present moment, Siakam is playing his way into the All-Star game. The reserves for the All-Star teams are completely decided by coaches. And a lot of coaches have seen just what Pascal Siakam can do over the last couple of months. Siakam and Van Vliet as well are some of the most doubled and tripled teamed players in the entire league. So coaches who have to put such a huge focus on defending somebody like Siakam should surely take note and consider that when they are making their all-star selections. Siakam is and has always been a good player. I maintained that discourse and discussion all throughout the season in Tampa Bay. A lot of people didn't believe me. A lot of people didn't like me. Even at the start of this season, the hate I got for sticking up for Siakam was just crazy. I don't see this sort of discussion anymore because Siakam has always been a good player. But what gets him to the next level is when he's playing defense like this. He's got that ability to play on defense, but also the mental to just execute it, to do it on a consistent basis. Right now, he has that hunger to achieve it. And also, the separation for Siakam to get to that elite level, again, is that three-point shooting, which right now he is displaying. Over the month of January, he's shooting 41% from 3. That is excellent for a player who is known to be a slasher and is really using those slashing capabilities recently to help out this team. Also, averaging a career high in rebounds, averaging a career high in assists. I think that there is still upward trend for Pascal Siakam. Remember, This guy is 27 years old. Obviously, that ain't like really young, but that is a player who is just entering his prime and can still get better over the course of that prime. I consider the prime for NBA players, especially ones that are more athletic, 27 to like 30, 31 years old, maybe for more athletic players, 26 to 30 years old. But Siakam is right in the midst or right at the start of his prime. And as a result, we can see him continue to get better. No discussions about trades for him should be entertained until the end of the season. Surely any viewer can understand that. I got asked a question. We'll end on this. I got asked a question on my live stream yesterday for the game. The Raptors have Pascal Siakam at his absolute peak trade value. And I disagree. Siakam, as good as he's been playing, this might be the best section of his career. As good as he has been playing, the Raptors currently, lower seed in the Eastern Conference, right in the middle of the pack. If the Raptors are winning games, which I think they will be in a year or two, really winning games, really competing in the Eastern Conference, and Siakam is playing like this, that will be his highest trade value. So this present moment, not quite his peak. I think you can get even better. So what did you guys make of Pascal Siakam's performance yesterday and over the course of the month of January? Is he really at that all NBA level? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is it for me for today. Guys, please, if you did enjoy this video, drop a like to show your support and make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, and doing those things, it's completely free and super easy for you guys to do, but it supports me a lot in what I'm trying to achieve on the platform on YouTube. I love making these videos, and doing things like that enables me to make better content more often. I'll see you again next time for another video.